keep it somewhere. You now want to make use of it now. It's valueless because that same 3 months ago, let me say the bag of rice is 20,000 naira then. So we would have used that 100,000 naira to buy like 5 bags of rice. Now the price of rice has now increased, but your money with you has not increased any further. So if you have saved that 100,000 naira, it's valueless. So we now use that same 100,000 naira to purchase 5 bags of rice at 20,000 naira then. Now you might be selling it at a higher price.
So in other words, if you had invested that money in buying commodities at the time,
that one means your money now an asset rather than just a paper.
Oh, I see. So what we're saying is that even when we're talking about really saving, it's important to invest the money. You can't
exactly.
just stash money.
Exactly.
So would you call that hoarding money?
Yeah. People I don't want to lose it because we normally run for risk, and the life itself is a risk. We need to take risk. So you put that money somewhere to what? To germinate
or to create more money,
to create another money for you. That's when you are investing. But if you just put it somewhere, maybe in your bank, it's not growing, and money needs to grow. You need to grow your money. So it is when it grows that makes it valuable. But if it's just somewhere that's just stagnant, it's not moving.
And then some other persons might say, well, we as Muslim officers, we don't subscribe to them. Some other persons might say, well, if I put it in the bank, I'm going to get interest from the money.
How much interest? What's the interest again? In a year, you might be getting, let's say, they will just be adding maybe a 12 naira per month or whatever. So if you have used that money to buy an asset on your own and you sell it out, you know how much profit you get.
I mean, for instance, when we're talking assets now, we're talking things like landed properties.
Exactly.
Like
yes, landed properties. So commodities, can be electronics, can be anything value that you know that not people are demanding for it. There's a market for it.
And then in terms of which is more valuable, obviously, would you recommend landed properties above other things?
Of course, there's no doubt about it. Landed properties, there's no product that ever beats it when it comes to investment, because land do appreciate a lot. So you've never had that. Okay, let me take for instance now a tenancy. Let's say for instance now you rent an apartment 500,000 this year. You can't tell me that your landlord will now call you next year that since you paid 500,000 last year, come and pay 400,000 this year.
Don't pay less. No.
It always goes up. Or maybe the land they are selling 1 million this year, and I say okay, next year because of the economic situation, no matter how worse the economic is, land will always.
So in other words, even if the economy is in a downturn, they would only keep it at that range. It won't go down. It would
just maintain
this price, or it goes up. It won't go down. So in other words, it goes up, and so that's very important. So you have to have saved money, and then you have to invest. Now, if you were to advise someone on how to save, what are the formulas and formats would you recommend?
There are different forms. There are different rules of thumb when it comes to saving and investment. And the popular one, or let me say the one I do apply, is the 50, 30, 20. So the 50 there's what we call in economics, we have needs, we have wants. What's it called? Accommodation. You can't do without them. You need to pay your house rent. You need to buy food.
Would you put transportation in there? Mobility will that be part of it?
And mobility might be part, but mobility can be of different kind. I can decide to buy a car. Okay. Now when I buy a car, temporarily my vehicle can be an asset to me because I'm using it to procure an income, and it can be a liability. So I just see, I admire your shoe. I want to buy the shoe. It's under wants. It's not necessary because I already have one that I'm wearing.
Because you can live without it.
Exactly, I can live without them. So that 30, you now round up your want within that 30. So you should know if you are spending more than what you have budgeted for, you are already going out of way. Why the 20 is let me call it your habit. Because that's where your savings and investment falls in. So if you cannot apply this rule, you will definitely have financial challenges. Because for instance, now you are earning 100,000 naira in a month, you don't have the rule on how you budget yourself. Or you know that the 100,000 naira is mine. Of course, I can spend it the way fine. You can spend it the way you want, and you can as well borrow. Because I tell people when you borrow money,
you can as well go bankrupt.
Exactly. So when you borrow money, you're already spending your future income.
Oh, that's
it. When you borrow money from people, because you are indebted.
Because you have to pay it back.
Exactly. When you earn later, you have to pay them.
So in other words, who goes a borrowing goes a sorrow.
Exactly. That's just
but so like we're going to talk about borrowing now. Would you say? I say, you know what? Well, my salary is not up to something that's even comfortable for me. So would you say everybody on the value chain, everybody on the societal rungs, whether you're the richest man in the world, the richest man in Babylon, or you're the poorest man in Babylon, everyone should save?
Savings is not. might be much better than the 10,000 naira someone else saves. You understand? Because you might have used your own 1,000 naira to invest in an asset. Why the other person just save his own 10,000 naira just for saving?
For savings, for hoarding sake.
Exactly. So it's not what matters is what you use the savings for, and it's not a matter of I'm earning 100,000 naira or I'm earning 10,000 naira. Once you follow the rule of thumb.
So it's about percentages now.
Exactly.
It's not about how much you're earning.
It's not about how much you earn.
So as much as you're earning, even if you're earning 1,000 naira, just set it. So in this case, if you're earning 1,000 naira, then 500 goes for your needs, 300 naira goes for your wants,
exactly.
and then 20 naira goes for your savings.
Yes.
Or 200 naira goes for your savings.
If you focus on that for a few months, so you already know you have a pool on ground. I can now think of, okay, let me put part of it, because it is what you have saved. That's where you bring in your investment.
And then there's just to chip in here, there's also a very popular format that I read somewhere. Okay. It's called the 60-30-10 rule.
There are a lot there.
So this is 60-30.
There's 70-30.
You see. So this 60-30-10 says one of the top richest people in the world use is that they save 60%. They save 60% of their earnings into savings, and then 30%